Namaste everyone, this is Pooja. Welcome to our channel Movement Masters. In today's video, I'm going to just share with you an incident that happened with us recently. If most of you who don't know, I am a resident physiotherapist, and so is Nisha. Nisha is also a resident physiotherapist. He is my husband. So recently, we had an issue with his paycheck, and this is something that we thought we should share with everyone, just so that if some things like this happen to you, you know what to do. I'm trying to make a short video of this, but I'll definitely ask Nisha to make like a proper full-fledged detailed version of it, so that you understand how he started his employment, what happened, what went wrong, and what we did. But just to give you a gist of it in this video, so what happened is, Nisha was working we are currently located in Mississauga, and he was working nearby, and he was working full time. The owner decided, and things were good for the initial couple weeks or months, I would say. The thing is, Nisha was working on a contractor position, so he was not an employee per se. He didn't get any benefits or anything like that. He was working on a contractor position. They had a verbal agreement. So when Nisha applied for the job, they had a verbal agreement done that he's going to work at the clinic for this many hours, for X amount of hours, for Y amount of pay. And that's how it went. He was being paid bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, and they did it like from 1st to 15th. They'll pay that's the 1st of the month to 15th of the month. Then they'll pay it in the next week, and that's how it is. And they usually have sign in and sign out. So Nisha will go in, he'll sign in. When he leaves the clinic, he signs out, and he's paid per hour. Okay, so every hour he's there, he's paid according to that. So that was the verbal agreement. Things were smooth initially, but then the clinic owner was pressurizing him in certain things. Nisha is going to tell you more about it in the next video. But so there were certain pressures, and there were certain situations which made Nisha think that, I don't really want to work here. I don't think this is a good match for me. So he told the office manager that, I want to resign and consider this as my resignation. And after 15 days, so that's the notice that he gave, after 15 days, I am not going to continue working here, and in the meanwhile 15 days you can find someone else, because he's a contractor. He didn't there was no fixed time duration. They didn't have any written agreement done as such, so 15 days was the time duration, and they tried to pursue him to reconsider his decision, stay at the clinic, but Nisha thought enough is enough and he should leave. So he decided to leave. And after that, when he left on the last day, he was supposed to get his paycheck before that, but he didn't receive anything. So he said, this is my last day, but I still haven't received the paycheck. And they said, okay, we'll get it done and this and that. And then he got the paycheck, but it was not for the 100% time. So let's say he worked for 100 hours. That he didn't, but let's assume he worked for 100 hours. He just got paid for 60% of that time duration, just for 60 hours. The rest 40% he was not paid. So Nisha said that, I think there's some mistake in the paycheck. I have worked for more hours, but I am not paid for those hours, so can you please correct it? And they said, we are only going to pay you for the hours you saw the patients. Now, because of COVID, the clinics do have less flow of patient, and but there was no agreement done between Nisha and the clinic owner that he's only going to be paid for the hours that he sees the patients. Usually, if that's a situation, you get paid more if you are being paid per patient instead of being paid per hour. But that was not the agreement. So Nisha said, we didn't have any of this sort of agreement, and you should pay me for the hours that I was working. And they said, this is what we had agreement. This is what we had. So it was like Nisha was saying, no, that's not how it is, and these guys are saying that's how it is. So the thing is, from the start, from the initial when he started the job, everything they had was verbal agreement. So either they would call on phone, they would talk on phones, or they'll talk in person, but there was no email or no written agreement anywhere, right? Even when Nishay, so what Nishay did was at the end, and on the last day when he was going to leave the job, he said that, you know what, I'm leaving, I already had given my verbal resignation before 15 days. This is just an email to confirm that this is the last day of my work, I have completed this, and then that's it, I'm not going to work here anymore. So we had issues with his paycheck. He said, you know what, I'm not going to give you that. So what we did first is Nishay spoke to his supervisor, his supervising PT. He also spoke to a couple senior physiotherapists. He also spoke to a few previous employees of this clinic, and when we spoke to them, he came to know that, you know what, this employer has done this to other people as well, that he would not pay the whole amount, or he would cut back few hours, or he'll change the sign-in sheet, something like that, and he'll manipulate the hours and he'll pay you less. Basically that's how it was happening. And so these employees, they said that, you know what, you should fight for what is right, what you should be paid for whatever hours you were there. Even the senior physiotherapist said that, even the supervising physiotherapist said the same thing. Nishay also spoke to College of Physiotherapy. He also spoke to the Canadian Labour Law, and we were sending emails, and the owner was still trying to get us to talk in person or on phones, but we said, you know what, let's communicate via email, let's keep it that way, let's not communicate in any other ways, because then he changes his words very frequently, and there's no way to make him liable if there is no written agreement. How would you make that person liable, right? So we tried a lot, and finally we got them to communicate via email. A lot of back and forth happened. We had to communicate a lot. Nishay is going to talk about this in the next video. It's going to be a big one, but for those of you who are interested, please look at it. We are going to make a detailed video on this. So the thing was, finally we did get the whole pay that Nishay was supposed to get, but we had to go through a couple hard days. We had to talk to a lot of people just to know what to do. The thing is, if you are, and this all happened because they thought that, we are new to Canada, we are resident physiotherapists, we don't know much about it, and that is true, we don't know much about it. So if that's the case, that's the scenario with you guys as well, especially for those of you who are working in Canada, please make sure to talk to your supervising physiotherapist, to your college, talk to senior physiotherapists that shoot us an DM on Instagram, or leave a comment, share your experiences with us, so that this doesn't happen with the next person, because sometimes not everyone is strong enough to sort of face it, because we did face some threatening scenarios. Nishay was threatened, he was pressurized, so it was hard to sort of face the situation, but finally we were able to do it, and that's why we thought we should make a video on it. We'll make a detailed version of this, so that you know what happens. Even for those of you who are planning to come here, not everyone is going to be out there trying to cheat you, but there are people who might take benefit of you being new. Most of them are really good people, but there are some, and if you are in that scenario, if in that weird scenario, do let us know. We'll be there for you. We'll try to support you as much as we can. So that's it. Please wait for the full video description so that you can know more about it. Take care. I'll see you guys next video. Bye bye.